Mother, how have you been? I've been pretty good, taking care of Canada and everything. I've talked to Pat, and Sir Wilfrid Laurier, so I thought I'd give you a shout. Oh yeah, it's good to hear you've been keeping up well. Oh, you're wondering what I've changed and kept the same in Canada throughout my time as Prime Minister? Well, let me tell you, I've done a whole lot, being the longest consecutive Prime Minister in the history of Canada. Well, I don't even know where to start off. I guess, Ma, I'll tell you from the beginning. I started off in 1909 as the Minister of Labour, and when my dear friend, Sir Wilfrid Laurier, passed away, I took over his position as Prime Minister. The first few years began to repeat themselves as I continued to have a few negative political setbacks. First in 1921, and then when my government didn't secure a majority in the House of Commons, and then again in 1925, the same thing happened. But don't worry, Mom, I figured my way around that situation. I turned to the Progressive Party and the Labour members for support. This ensured my government would not fall for a third time. After World War I, Canada saw huge changes because seniors could no longer support themselves. Because the jobs that were traditionally done by them were taken over, Mom, by younger citizens. This caused a negative economic change for the elders. The seniors' economic status continued to drop for many years after the First World War. This was a negative impact for the seniors. And let me tell you, Mom, there is another negative economic change brought on from the war because the seniors, they were now living longer, which is good. Too bad you're not around. But now they were living in extreme poverty because they couldn't go out and work. I thought about all the seniors in my life, like you, Mom, and the seniors of Canada, and I knew something had to change. A year after I was voted into parliamentary, I made that change. In 1927, the Old Age Pensions Act came into play. I'm pretty surprised it didn't happen sooner, though, because the old age pension had been debated for over 20 years before I even came into office. Yes, Mom, everyone over the age of 70 got pensions. Restart that. Canadian citizens over the age of 70 got $20 a month or $240 a year. Yes, Mom, everyone over the age of 70 got pensions, except status Indians. That is something I didn't change while I was Prime Minister. They continue to not receive the same benefits as other citizens. Yes, Mom, you're right. This was a negative economic and social impact for the status Indians. I really believe, though, I set a platform for a future of nationwide benefits. My, oh my, Mom, you should be proud of your son and my contribution to World War II. My goal was to maintain national unity and assert Canada's position as an independent country, and man, did I succeed. Canada continued to follow in Britain's footsteps, and 1 week after they declared war on Germany, so did we. On September 10th, 1939, we declared war on Germany. This caused economic, political, and social impacts because women had to take over traditionally done male jobs. I, the government, needed to decide how to proceed with the war. And socially, many were affected with the devastating loss of many of the people in the young working class. Yes, Mother, it was a very sad time. In 1940, a year into the war, my Liberal government introduced the Unemployment Insurance Act, bringing on a big economical change. In 1941, Mom, even though my government promised not to have conscription, which was a positive change for the citizens of Canada, I had to hold a plebiscite because not enough people were enrolling into the army. This showed continuity from the First War because there was conscription then. Mom, you must have been paying attention to my work. You're right. I did cause another big positive economic change by introducing family allowances in the last year of the war. Oh, why did I do this, you ask? Because, Mother, during the Second World War, many families suffered because their wages did not match the wartime inflation. By introducing family allowances, my government directly improved both the purchasing power of families with children and their standard living. Yes, Mom, that was very good. The positive change I made in 1944 was to greatly expand the role of the National Research Council in Canada. During the war, this continued into a full-scale research in nuclear physics and commercial use of nuclear power in the following years. This showed some positive continuity in Canada and impacted us socially by creating more jobs. Aw, Mother, I'm glad to hear you're so proud of me. Yeah, you're right. I did make some pretty big changes in Canada. But don't forget, I kept quite a few things the same. Well, looks like it's time for me to go. Hope you're having a good sleep. I'll talk to you soon.